Hi, friends. So today we're going to continue to do our Readers Workshop book series sessions. Today we're on session 7. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see the PowerPoint. And here we go, and here we go. So today we're going to talk about how authors paint pictures with words. Ooh, paint pictures with words. I know I have artists in my classroom, so I'm sure you guys are intrigued. All right. So I have a painting I would like to share with you guys today. And I thought we could spend a few minutes studying it, kind of just looking at it, breathing in the art. The art piece is called A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte. It was painted by a famous painter named Georges Seurat. Georges, I think that's French, worked incredibly hard to make this picture, especially detailed. Would you believe Seurat painted his scene entirely with tiny dots and small brushes? So this artist, this is not the painting, this is just like a zoom in of the painting. This is how he painted it, just by using dots. You know how much patience that had to have? So can't you believe that? He painted a whole picture by doing this. I mean, that's pretty crazy to me. So here's a painting. I mean, that is crazy, guys. All of this, he did it just by going like this with little dots. That's awesome. We will take another look. And when we do, guys, I want you to think about what you notice, okay? Who is in the scene in this picture? Where is this picture taking place? What are the people doing in this picture? How do you think they are feeling? Give me, well, you can't give me a thumbs up, but when you have an idea, why don't you just comment on the video and let me know what idea you got, okay? I know there's a lot of things. They're at the park. Some people, like she's over here looking at flowers. This little girl over here is playing. Oh, this woman over here is fishing. This dog is sniffing around. People are just laying down. I mean, there's just a nice place at the park by the lake. It looks like a good time. So are you guys wondering, why are we studying this painting during reading time, Miss Ortiz? This is an art class. Well, guys, I'm sure that you thought of that. The reason is because your books are a lot like paintings. Really? Yes. And the authors are a lot like painters. Instead of a paintbrush, authors use words, okay? These people who write books are so much like painters because, I'm sorry. And that's why we're talking about them. They are a lot like painters, except of the paintbrush, they use their words. They use their words to paint an image in our heads. So you're going to be such experts on your book series, learning all you can about the characters and what's happening in each story. Now, as series experts, you're ready for even bigger work because you guys are smarty pants second graders. Expert readers know how important it is to pay attention, not just to what the character is doing in the story, but also to what the author is doing on the page. That is called the author's craft. That's something that we've talked about. We've talked about craft moves, and you guys do a great job. So we pay attention to this. We pay attention to the author's craft, their craft moves, okay? This is what makes their book unique. Just like a painter's craft, whatever they do makes their painting unique. Kind of like the little dots that artist did. So instead of me telling you all the things authors do on the page to help paint that vivid picture for readers, let's work together to investigate some possible answers. Are you ready? So the question we'll be investigating together is, what do authors do to paint a vivid picture with words? What do they do? What do they do to get an image in our head? What are the craft moves they do to get the image in our head? So let's read the first few pages of Magic Treehouse, Polar Bears Past Bedtime. As we read, be sure to pay attention not just to what the character is doing, but also to what the author is doing. So what is the author doing to make the image stay in our head? Okay. Whoo! A strange sound came from outside the open window. Jack opened his eyes in the dark. The sound came again. Whew. Jack sat up and turned on his light. He put on his glasses and he grabbed the flashlight from the table and shone it out the window. A white snowy owl was sitting on a tree branch. Whoo! The owl said again. Can you guys picture it? How did Mary Pope Osborne, that's the author of this book, how did she do that? We pictured all of that in our head, but how did she get us to do that? So let's read on and keep thinking, keep that question in head. How did she do that? How did she get that picture in our head? So let's keep reading and keep that question in our head. Its large yellow eyes looked right into Jack's. What does he want? Jack wondered. Is he a sign like the rabbit and the gazelle? A long-legged rabbit and a gazelle had led Jack and Annie to the magic treehouse for their last 2 adventures. Whoo! Wait a second, Jack said to the owl. I'll get Annie. Jack's sister Annie always seemed to know what birds and animals were saying. Jack jumped out of the bed and hurried to Annie's room. She was sound asleep. Jack shook her and she stirred. What? She said. Come to my room, whispered Jack. I think Morgan sent another sign. In a split second, Annie was out of bed. So, thumbs up, even though I can't see you. Thumbs up if that picture is getting even more vivid. Like, does that picture even more clear in your head? Are you imagining this in your head? Let's think about these first 2 pages. What parts really stand out to you? How did the author paint a picture? I want you to think about it. Maybe tell somebody in your house or next to you. What parts really stood out to you, and how did the author paint the picture? I'll give you like 10 seconds to think about it and tell someone around you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm not hearing it, but I'm sure it sounds great. So let's look at a list and see if it matches what you guys thought. So how do authors paint pictures with words? They describe the setting. So they use descriptive words and described where it was taking place, which I think they did because they talked about snow, I believe. They included words like who. So they included words like that. Sound words. I'm sorry, I forgot to say sound. They included sound words. Okay, they made the owl go whoo. Small actions. Okay, what do we mean by small actions? Like this. Jack shook her. That's an action. She stirred. That's an action. So the author put small actions, and they included lots of dialogue. What's dialogue? Dialogue is when you see these quotation marks. It's when the character is talking, okay? So by the author describing the setting, including sound words, using small actions, and including lots of dialogue, we were able to paint an amazing picture in our heads. So this is an impressive list. You see, as soon as you grow to become experts on the authors of those books and the craft moves they make in those books, as you read and reread, be sure to pay attention, to pay extra attention to all these ways authors paint a picture with words. Then use them to make the picture in your mind extra vivid. That will help you understand the story, characters in the series even better. So when you picture the story in your head, you're going to understand the book better. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a movie in your head too. So not only will you understand your book better, you'll have even more fun by doing that too. So for today, let's see what you're doing today. Okay, today is Monday. So you're going to write this question in your journal. So in your own book, guys, how did the author paint pictures in your books using their words? Write down 3 ways they did in complete sentences. So for example, complete sentences, that means I would say the author painted a picture by including word sounds like crash. So that's an example of what I expect to see when you guys submit your work, okay? So stuff like this, but I need 3 complete sentences, okay? You're just looking for what did the author say or include in his book that created a picture in your head, okay? So that's it for today. I look forward to seeing your responses. It's super fun assignment. I think that it's also good because you guys are also writers, so you can apply this to your writing and your stories. So if you have any questions, just send me a message on Class Dojo.